What's up, people? Welcome
Good, and
back.
you?
I'm your cousin JoJo. It's my main man, Big Pat. And this here is Safety Meeting.
Safety, safety, safety. Cheers.
So,
What's good,
Pat,
Joe?
did you know the other day on Joe Rogan, they were talking about that supposedly during the end of all major civilizations, there was one commonality. People got obsessed with like be transgenderism, homosexuality, the pretty much dissolving of gender roles within, heterosexual relationships, shit like that. And it made me think America's starting to get like that a little bit. Society in general is starting to get like that a little bit. And then you got pandemic that's shut down the world as we known it, changed life as we've known it. Are we at the end of another civilization?
I mean, if people don't get their shit together, potentially.
I mean, because if they're not just being talking shit, because not to hate on Joe Rogan or anything like that, but he does have a problem with transgendered people, especially transgendered athletes. You know,
Well,
participating in a man participating in a woman's sport and vice versa, which I
sure.
100% agree with that. I don't think a person that was born a man should be able to change their gender to a female and then compete in sports. You are genetically built to be bigger, stronger, and faster. You cannot change that just by cutting your dick off and giving you estrogen. I'm sorry.
Facts. No matter how you look at it, that's just the biology of a human being. There are only two species. There are only, or no, excuse me, there are only two genders,
like
male
like
and
I,
female.
like I understand that things like homosexuality have lasted forever, right? Always have, always will. But maybe it's the fact that it's being accepted. And it's starting to get to the point to where if you're a straight man and a gay man hits on you and you feel offended by it, you are now the problem. You should be okay with that person hitting on you, even though you're not gay and you have no interest in it.
Well, I don't know, man. I can think of an instance where I had a dude come on. He was hitting on me hard and in front of my wife, and I told the dude to fucking, pretty much, you need to step off me, pretty much, in the nicest way possible. And it just got weirder as the night progressed. But it doesn't make, was it make me,
But to some people, that makes you the problem. That makes you a homophobe. That makes you the issue.
even though he'd make passes or advances towards my direction in front of my wife while I'm sitting next to my wife.
Yeah. But you
That's
know
just
what?
idiotic, though.
But you
That's
know what?
idiotic.
But
That's
you know
idiotic.
what? If you went and did that exact same thing to a female and hit on a female and she rejected you, you're still the problem. Especially if you ask more than once. Now you're definitely the issue.
Right.
Like it seems like things are starting to get skewed to where if you are a straight male, you are the issue. You are violent, you're a rapist, you're a pedophile, you are everything under the book if you are a straight male nowadays. It's kind of how it feels like it's getting to.
Right. Well, yeah, I think I could see, I could kind of see that. Like everybody's, the whole generation's soft. Everybody's got feelings. That's the problem. There's too many feelings. Everybody's got feelings.
Yeah.
Although people's feelings should be heard and people's feelings shouldn't be just discarded. Not every subject of everything needs to involve somebody's feelings on whether or not something is offensive or not. or something doesn't benefit you in your direction and your initiative, what it is that you're trying to set and achieve. So if it doesn't fit what you know, you're offended. You got feelings. Everybody's got feelings, man. Like, fuck your feelings, okay? The only people that care about your feelings are the people that are immediately surround you. That's it. The outside world doesn't care about your feelings. So therefore,
Yes and no.
eh,
I mean, to a certain extent. Like, I care about your feelings, but at the same time, did you cause the way you're feeling that you're feeling? Because if that's the case, I don't give a fuck. Or are you not doing anything about it and you're just whining? Because if then I really don't care. If you're not going to actively try to better yourself or better the situation, then don't fucking whine about it. But if you have a
okay,
weight issue and you're going to the gym every day and you're legitimately dieting and grinding about it and you still complain about how fat you are, I'm with you, sister. That's bullshit. Why has God gotta fuck with you like that? That's a little, that's all I'm trying to say. It's different.
right? But it's yeah, I don't know. It, on top of it, on top of the fact if you're a straight male, you're all those things that you had mentioned. But I'm noticing it seems like the narrative is starting to make it seem like all white males nowadays are racist. Uh, they're extreme. They're extremists. They're trying to make this, they're trying to push this whole shit where they're trying to take our guns away, right? So they're making all these fucking false flags all over the place, and they just so happen to be white males for this narrative as compared to previous narratives. So now we're dangerous. We're all these things. But here's the thing. Okay, sure. If you want to flip it and say white people are dangerous, okay, yeah, white people are dangerous. But so are black people, so are Asian people, so are Indian people, so are Native American people, so are Canadian people. Anybody has the ability to be a dangerous person if you choose to be. Doesn't matter your creed.
United we stand, divided they fall.
Right.
That's why they're trying to make all white guys out to be the bad person. That's why when back in the late 30s when there was a rush of, Mexican immigrants coming across the border for, a better American life, they tried to make them all seem lazy, and it's because they were out there smoking that wacky tobacco. They were smoking marijuana,
Smoking on that shit.
you know. So they were all lazy. They'd go, same thing. They did the same thing with black people back in them days. They was all lazy. They didn't want to work. They was all getting high. Like, and it's funny. Like, I'm not, I'm not trying to call anybody lazy, but I have never met a lazy Mexican in my entire life. They are some of the hardest working people that you will ever fucking meet. And most of them, unfortunately, do it for fucking dirt money. So what does that even tell you? They'll sit there, give you 80 hours a week for nothing.
Right. I don't know. I've met a couple of lazy Mexicans,
I
but
mean,
it's a rarity. It's a rarity.
yeah. I mean,
A
that's
rarity.
I mean, saying they're not lazy just as much as stereotype is saying they are lazy, but
We're all lazy.
yeah.
Every
And
every ethnicity has its group of workers, and they get the group of freeloaders.
because we're all the fucking same people. That's it.
Exactly.
Because listen, my ancestors and your ancestors, same people. All right.
Right.
They are the same people. They got genetically crossed with whatever kind of aliens or whatever you want to call it, the Anunnaki that came to this world and cross genetically made us. Because if you think about it, we're not like most other things on this planet. We're not from monkeys. Where's the
Not
in
from
between?
monkeys.
Where's the in between of the evolution of a monkey to a human being? Now, if you go from the evolution of a Neanderthal to a human being, you're still missing a step unless you have genetic manipulation in there. So we're all the fucking same, people. That's what I'm trying to get at. We're all the fucking same.
We
Just
always have been.
you just got more melanin than me and he's got less melanin than me.
Mm.
So I don't know what to tell you. But you know what the funny thing
It's
is?
true.
When I go out in the sun, I still don't burn.
Right? And when I go out in the sun, after I blind everybody in the neighborhood, I burn to a crisp.
Yep.
I'm that like Alaskan type white, super white. That's okay.
Do you breathe air?
Yep.
You drink water.
Yes.
You need those things to survive, right?
Mm, definitely air. Yes. Both of
Okay.
them. Yep.
Okay. You got 2 eyes, 1 brain, 2 lungs, 1 heart, 1 stomach.
Where are you going with this?
I'm just stating that we're the same, just except for one distinct feature that just happens to be our color. What now? How would we do race if everyone was based off of their hair color? Because you can change that easily. Could you imagine life being that way? Fuck you, you fucking redheaded bastard.
You purple-headed bitch.
Right? Like, what would we even call those people? Like,
uh,
I'm just saying, judging people and basing people off of their hair color is just as stupid as basing people off of their fucking skin color.
here's one even better. Judging people based off of their hair color, skin color, based off of a history that was 250 to 300 years ago is about as retarded as wiping your ass before you poop.
Because you want to know, in my honest opinion, what you are? You're an
I'm fat.
albino. Yeah, well, besides that, if we're going to talk about genetically, you're just an albino black person.
Me?
Yeah, you. You.
Just me in particular?
No, all white people.
Oh,
You guys would just be albinos. You
I thought
lack.
we are all.
That's
I
all
thought we
the
were
albino.
aliens.
That's all really an albino is, isn't it? Just a person that lacks melanin. Has absolutely no melanin. Has like a vitamin D deficiency. You know what I mean? I get that there's other like issues that go along with being albino, but
You
let's.
remember that movie Powder?
Oh hell yeah! Powder was an amazing movie. Erica, you remember Powder? Erica loves that movie too. So if you guys like Powder, you just go out there, hit that like, subscribe button, hit the notification bell,
It's a cool ass movie about an albino.
go up on Facebook and look up Erica Colomb and talk about Powder. She'll know what you mean. Just say Powder and then do the lightning bolts. She'll know exactly what you mean. We were supposed to have a special guest tonight, guys. I think me and Pat was just about the same thing. Say the same thing.
Same thing. Same thing.
So
Same
you owe
time.
me a Coke, sir. But I think he chickened out, man.
Possibly. Or maybe he'll chime in right at the end of the meeting.
I mean, that's always a possibility too. I'm pretty sure he fucking chickened out.
If y'all remember our buddy in purple, he's going to come back and join us this evening. He's had some time to reflect, and he's had some time to think about the world just the way we all have. He's supposed to join us. We'll see what happened was he meant Monday at 8:30, but not today. If you would have said today at 8:30, you'd have probably been here. But because you said on Monday, you didn't know that today was Monday.
Yo, do you think gender roles are an issue? Like, I don't mean just because you're a man, you don't clean. That's just dickhead bullshit childness. I mean, down to the fact of, like, you're the mother of the house, so there's certain things that you should do opposed to me doing. like
No.
like
Nope.
see, and that what makes me believe that we're at the end of the civilization. Because all civilizations throughout all of history have all, and we're going to go with all the great civilizations, they all had that basis of everyone had their role. Not just gender roles, but all throughout society. And as soon as you break that control and that continuum, that's when the system starts to fuck up.
See, okay, but
Now, once
what
again, I'm not saying that you should not clean, you should not cook, you should not help with laundry, you should not do that. It's not what I'm saying. Just, I just think it's funny that it's big in society nowadays for a woman to sit there, especially single ladies. They want to say that they're independent and they don't mean a man for shit. But if they get with a man, he's got to have a lot of money. You know what I'm
that's because of
saying?
television.
But see, that doesn't work both ways. You can't be independent and then only want a man for his money.
That's true too. But that's because
Because,
of television, man. That's
like, I don't know. That's like you saying you still want me to play the role of provider, but you don't want to play the role of mother. That's pretty much where we're at with society nowadays. There's it, like it's fucked up, but there's way more. If you look at it nowadays, there's way more single fathers than there is single mothers. Especially if you go down and you do like from now until into like the 80s. There's way more single fathers nowadays than there was 20, 30, 40 years ago. Shit, even 15 years ago.
true. But as far as gender roles, as far as like assignments, um, when I say no, I don't believe in that. Uh, it's almost like there never should be an assignment. It's like this, like a mother does motherly things. Okay, that's just the natural thing as an act of being a mother.
But not
As a
anymore nowadays.
but like for example, okay, now uh now my daughter knows she can come talk to me about anything. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm pretty open minded. I'll literally talk about anything. But when it comes to things, questions, comments, concerns involving adolescence and turning into a young lady, I'm not the person that she comes to. That's her mom's. It's her role, right? And that'll always be that thing. So like there are certain roles that women have that are just built in. The same kind of thing that are like certain roles with men that is just built in. Men are built to be the provider. But at the same time, in current day society, now men are okay with being the stay-at-home mom, and the woman or the wife or the girl in the house is the one that's making the big bucks out there
which
hustling and grinding,
which
which
as
is a
that
beautiful thing.
No, it's
But
not. It's not
it's
because I live, bro. I'm one of those guys that is a stay-at-home mom, and my girl goes to work every morning. It's not a beautiful thing. I feel like shit. She's going to work, and I'm sitting here with the fucking kids. It's supposed to be the other way around, my dude. That's just how. That's just
but
how it. That's
but
just
this
how it's
but
supposed to be.
yeah, but in your instance, this is just a blip, just a moment in time. There are some people that take on this lifelong role of
Which
always being
which gives me
stay
a
at home.
which gives me a perspective on what they go through, and like, bro, that's not your role.
Right. And you realize it real quick.
But some
I
of these
experienced the
guys
same
don't.
thing.
Some of these guys don't, bro. Like I ain't gonna lie to you. I love being home with my kids every day. I wouldn't replace it for anything in the world. But at the same time, It's not natural. It's not what I'm supposed to be doing.
Right.
Like I'm supposed to be going to work and providing, and she's supposed to be here with the kids, doing lunch, you know, all the shit that I do throughout the day, mopping the fucking floors. I'm not saying I would if I went to work every day, I wouldn't still mop the floors, but that's what I do as the stay-at-home mom. That's gender roles. That's what I mean. Like there should not be a stay-at-home dad situation. There should not be a there has to be two parents working for a household to survive.
Right. I agree 100% on that.
Because as soon as society got to that point, that's when we started going downhill. More kids were starting to get incarcerated. More kids were starting to get on drug use. More teen pregnancies because you had kids not being paid attention to.
Unsupervised.
Mom and dad are tired when they get home at night. Most kids are eating fucking McDonald's, Burger King, whatever.
At
Like,
like 8:30, 9 o'clock at night on a school night.
yep, because oh shit, that's right, you guys haven't eaten yet. Like, man, we've all done it at least once.
Right.
Like it happens. Like, but the fact that we have to have that situation of it happens, we've all done it. It shouldn't. Because if we had it to where me and you could go to work every day and we could still buy a house just like our grandparents would and do all that shit, and our wife stays home and takes care of the kids, I guarantee you this country wouldn't be as bad as it is. You wouldn't have as much drug problems, teen pregnancies. Not saying you still didn't have those things, but it wouldn't be as rampant.
Right. If you just had somebody there, kids need their parents.
And I bet you a lot of marriages would have lasted longer. Bro, legitimately, some of the biggest reasons nowadays, top reasons that people get divorced: Facebook, money, affairs.
They're usually all related to each other too.
Bro, that's the legit order. How is Facebook number one? That is the most commonly found thing on divorce paperwork. Something about Facebook.
Because everybody's so accessible. You can look up anybody you want. Anybody you can remember. Think of what their name is. Somebody you'd like to know or somebody you used to know.
Bro, I got people. I got everybody I know on my Facebook, and most of them are family. So what? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me, man.
It doesn't make sense to me either.
Like,
It's the devil tempting everybody, and everybody takes the bait. That's all it comes down to.
I think
You got a bunch
capitalism.
of thirsty motherfuckers out there, bro.
I legitimately think capitalism is what done this to us. I honestly think, besides communism, capitalism is by far the worst thing to ever happen to this world. Made everyone greedy. It's all about getting money.
Capitalism and fascism.
Like, no offense when I say this, but your ancestors literally came to this country, seen how we lived, and said, well, they got a perfect system, but we can fix it. Bro, we didn't go hungry. Yeah, we had wars and we fought between each other for land and shit like that. That's going to happen. But within tribes, our people didn't go hungry. We didn't have crime. We didn't have, shit like that. If your neighbor was hungry, you fed him. If he was cold, you gave him a fucking blanket. All right, that's just how it would. But nope, we had to change the system to, if you got enough money to go to the store and buy the bread, I'll let you get it.
Phew.
Literally to the point to where they've made it illegal for you to even collect rainwater. You can't have free water.
Right. You can't, we live in a world where You can't collect rainwater. You can't fish without getting in trouble, without having a license. You can't hunt
unless
without having a
unless
license.
unless you're native.
You can't operate a boat without having a license. You can't operate a motorcycle without having a license. These are all different things. You can't own a gun without having it registered, and you should be licensed to owner.
Land of the free. Nope, that's not true. You
Or,
can anybody over the age 18 that is not a felon can own a shotgun or a long rifle.
but we don't have to have
And
voter ID to vote.
in most states, if you are a felon, you can still own a black powder gun, like a muzzle. Cause you're broke, cause you see someone out there with a fucking 16th century fucking French muzzle. I'm gonna fucking shoot you in about 5 minutes. Don't go nowhere.
You better start running, you bitch. I swear to God. Yo, you're too far. You're too far. Come back. One of the old ones that looks like the end of a trumpet horn.
Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking of. Fucking Elmer Fudd.
Yep. Oh, get back here, you wabbit.
Like, and then you got a bunch of people nowadays that just act like if it wasn't for capitalism, we'd have nothing. We'd still be living in the dark somewhere. You do know that there was a man named Nikola Tesla that created a device that gathered energy off of just the frequency of air, right? Because there's just energy all flowing all around us, which means
It's in the air, it's in the ground.
yeah, which means the whole world could have had free energy. Nope. Kill this motherfucker.
The fact that everything in the world carries a frequency.
Yeah.
Yep. But it wouldn't.
For all the people out there, did you know that your dog, your cat, your bird, whatever it is, they're all actually speaking to you. They sing, they do all of these little weird things that we do. They're just speaking on too high of a frequency for you to be able to hear them. Legitimate fact. Same thing with when you're cutting your grass, and you know how you get that amazing smell of freshly cut grass. You know that's your grass sending off a distress signal. It's literally screaming to all the other plants around it that it needs to run and hide because someone's trying to kill it. But a lot of us find it to be fucking amazing and relaxing.
Did you know that with all the vaccines that you've accumulated in your lifetime and all the different metals that it's inside your body and attached to your blood cells? No, I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I've had my vaccines when I was a young man, but I haven't had the last thing I had was a tetanus shot when I was 17. Um, but here's the thing. So you get all these different vaccinations, you get all these different foreign substances in your bloodstream and attached to your cells, and everything goes 5G, and everything everywhere is in a 5G wave. All these different alkalines in your body is going to create a reverse electromagnetic repulsion, basically taking your cells, and instead of vibrating them at a higher frequency, it will make them vibrate so fast that they'll explode. Basically, people with tons of vaccines in their body are going to pop like popcorn when the whole world goes 5G.
I feel like that's cap.
I don't know. It's just a weird theory.
It just seems like bullshit to me, man.
But what if, okay, the whole world goes 5G, you're standing in a supermarket and the lady behind you just pops and falls dead?
You legitimately want to know 5G is legitimately what I just described at the beginning of this with Nikola Tesla's device to create free energy.
Yeah, because that was 5G, or
Yeah.
I was higher.
So I don't think that I just think that's cap, bro. I don't think that's true.
I mean, it's like similar to a magnet.
Ooh, maybe that's what's in the coronavirus. Maybe what's in the coronavirus is the amount of metal that you would need to react with the 5G, the right type of metal. And that's what's going to create the zombie apocalypse that
Like
Nostradamus
fucking
predicted for
like
this
aluminum
year.
foil in a microwave, bro.
I've never, I mean, it's been so long since I've had to do that, man. I don't
Alkaline.
even, I don't want to destroy my microwave putting tinfoil in it just to show my kids what it does. Why
So
would
put
you
a
have,
hot dog instead.
why would you have to fucking, why would you have to plant? That is a good idea. Hot dog's a good idea because you implanted
Yo,
it in my memory.
that shit right there, it'll blow your kid's mind watching a hot dog explode.
Watch the hot dog explode.
Yeah, it's gonna blow their minds. Just
It
saying.
is.
I'm a grown ass man, and it's still fun to watch.
You know what? I think I might do that as a science experiment with the boys tomorrow. Because being as going to my mom's house, it's just gonna be me and the boys. Just put a hot dog in the microwave and say, JJ, put it on there as high as it goes. Just step back.
5 minutes. That's all you need.
I know, but you know, the anticipation of sitting there watching it go down from 60 minutes. You're like, is it gonna take the whole hour?
And all of a sudden, tuk tuk boom, little hot dog pieces everywhere. Did you just send me a message, dude?
No.
We're fucking talking to each other.
No, that was Manly. Manly must have sent you a message.
We need at least a half. I'm going through the hood, but that don't stop me. Man,
Says
he says he loves white people, though.
he loves white people.
Yeah.
Yeah, he told me he was just getting out of work. But like in my opinion, like bro, if you had to work, you could have just told me you had to work, and I would have been like, all right, bet. So what night don't you have to work? I'm a flexible dude, people. So this goes out for all of you. If anybody wants to be on this show, I don't give a fuck who you are, what you really got to talk about. I'm down with it.
Yo, even if you want to get on the show and fucking debate us because you think we're idiots, we'll be okay with
Exactly.
that too. We'll be
That'd be
okay with that
perfect.
too.
That would be fucking perfect. So I know we
Prove
got
to
a
us that
hater
we're
out
idiots.
there, and if you're a true hater and you watch our shit all the way through and you hear this, come on, man. I ain't got no problem with you trying to
Just
make me look like an idiot.
no, there's nothing wrong with a good old fashioned discussion. Because at the end of the day, that's all it is. It's just work.
Exactly. And if you live close enough, maybe we can do it together, like all in the same room. So that way when you get really mad, we could just be like, you want to hug it out, bro?
Yeah, let's just hug it out and high five and give you a pat on the ass, and we'll go back to our seats and continue the podcast.
It's not my fault that I can pull up all the information right here on the internet.
Right.
Because I
Everything that we tell you guys is stuff that we research ahead of time. We're not just pulling up. We're not just looking on a random thing, seeing a headline and talking about it. This is stuff that we research. So that way when we talk about it, yeah, we may not be 100% accurate on every piece of information, and for that we apologize, but we are a couple of stoners doing a fucking podcast. Taking that into consideration, anything that you just Google it or DuckDuckGo it or ask Siri or whatever it is that you do. We
sorry,
wouldn't
people.
bullshit you.
Sorry for I looked a little weird at sent Manly another invite. Says he wants to jump in for a little bit. So why not? We got a little special guest for you if he actually joins.
Bullshit.
That's what I'm saying.
He's out in
So
Arizona, Maricopa County.
let's get ready for that draft. Oh, Maricopa County? Yes, let's talk about this. So I'm
What's
gonna let you
happening in
take the reins.
Maricopa County? What's happening there? They're having that audit, that Senate audit, senator's audit, or whatever, however they pronounce it. So it started on Friday, and it's supposed to take about a week, and they're hand counting all alleged 2.1 million votes by hand. Okay, so they're doing all that. Maricopa County. Let me tell you, the Dems and the liberals are so concerned with the results of what's going to happen with this audit. And I'm not making this shit up. You look it up yourself.
Now,
Because this audit will prove all the inaccuracies, all the inconsistencies, exactly when, where, and how it came from, where it was traced from, and who it was traced to. What are you doing?
oh, I just figured as you were telling people about it and telling them to look it up, I'd just throw something up in the background so that they could see it for themselves. Just to let you know, when I looked this up on DuckDuckGo earlier, I could not find this anywhere in American news, but I could find it in the Canadian news, the Australian news. Everyone else is talking about our count, but not America.
Right, they're trying to keep it on the down low because if this is proven to be what everybody expects it to be, which is why they've been so adamant on doing the audit, then this would just prove this, and then the other five will follow. The five battle states, or battleground states. It should just prove that it was rigged, and it's been a long process, but it just needs to be done. It needs to be brought to the attention. It needs to be taken care of. The people that were responsible need to be held accountable and tried for treason, and we need to just get this done and over with, and we can all move on with our lives. Because it's not like I've stopped living my life because of the things that happen around me, because what happens around me I can't control. I can only control what's in front of me immediately and what's around me immediately. But there needs to be some sort of justice and something. If y'all are out there going, oh well, you took the red pill or you took the blue pill. Look, man, I don't give a fuck how you think. These are just my thoughts and my opinions.
Pineapple.
And at the end of the day, somebody cheated and somebody didn't.
So it was awesome that you said someone cheated and someone didn't, because it kind of goes right where I'm going with this. So as you're reading this, it's telling you about how, this company is doing background checks on everyone who is an auditor and who is overseeing it as an observer and everything like that, but they are not letting the media or the public or anybody know their procedures of the audit. Now, and then it goes to talk about the company itself, talking about how it's a Florida-based company and they have no experience in election counting. And then it starts to talk about the owner who, you know, has shared unfounded conspiracy theories claiming to the official 2020 presidential election results are illegitimate. So they're already trying to make the claim of everything going on here illegitimate by trying to say that this man has ulterior motives by even taking this job. I'm just all I wanted to say with that one. It's just what it looks like to me. They're trying to say that, you know,
So what happens if they find all the elections or all the fraud, the alleged fraud, and
what
it
one
starts a
second.
domino
I'll
effect?
answer in 1 second.
I'll tell you what happens. So it creates a domino effect. meaning that the audit in the next state, which would more likely be Georgia or Michigan,
Ooh.
uh, they would have the same audits, which most likely would end up being the same exact result, which means that the election was completely null and void. Therefore, the rightful winner would be Donald Trump by popular overall vote, by electoral vote. So, what would that mean for Joe Biden? That would mean that everything that he and his administration started as of January 20th, when he started all of those executive orders and he's created all these different things and he's made all these new friends and enemies and he's really put a fucking target on our back. That means everything that he has done can be undone and considered null and void. If any of you who watch this think that I'm just bullshitting you, tell me, tell me two good things that our current president has done for us.
Can I answer your original question? Because I
What?
don't think he's done anything good. So here's my answer to everything you just said, right? In my opinion, this was all set up. They've all been on the same team. I'm kind of with you on the whole fact of, remember how a couple months ago you kept saying Biden's not our president, Trump's still our president. Kind of on that bandwagon. But this whole time they've both known it. Cause, all right, bet. On Inauguration Day, Trump, unlike any other president ever before, took the nuke with him. He took the little football with him. All right. Took Air Force One. That's rare. All right. He did all this rare shit. Then he goes MIA for a little bit. Biden never gives us his speech, that national speech that they always do in February.
Right.
Never got that from Biden.
Inaugural address, or whatever
Yep.
they call it.
Yep. But then Trump came out with a speech, that CPEP speech, right? Whatever it was called. You know what I'm talking about? It sounded pretty much like an inaugural speech. Now, you've never once seen Biden or any of his staff on Air Force One. They're all being flown around on private jets.
Well, you'd have seen him on Air Force One. Remember, he fell up the stairs.
That was a private jet.
Oh. Hmm. I know he doesn't have access to the nukes.
Exactly. Another point. Doesn't have access to the nukes. So any press conference you see, they're not in the White House. They don't do the press conference from the normal fucking spot.
No, they shoot it from a basement.
Exactly.
Basement
On
somewhere
a
in
green
Georgia.
screen. On a green screen.
Some would say it was Tyler Perry's funhouse of love. He has a whole compound. Tyler Perry, Medea.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's got a studio down there.
So,
it's like 15 acres.
This whole time, Biden been out here making all these executive orders, doing all this shit that pisses everybody off. Let's just say this whole time, your boy Trump is the one that's been telling him to do all this shit. Because he knows if he does it, his supporters are going to be pissed off. He can't do it. But he can come and feed it to his people in some bullshit way. Oh, there's nothing I can really do about it. My hands are tied. I got to let Congress do what Congress can do now. It's a big game. He's a salesman. He's going to sell you some kind of bullshit.
Right.
Just my honest opinion. All this shit has just been all coerced and planned, and they're both playing for the same team.
I mean, you could be right. This is all just speculation. This is all just table talk. We don't 100% know facts on nothing. This is just intuition. This is looking at what is given to us and processing it and giving our opinion.
And if you think I'm stupid and retarded by it, then That's okay. Your mother loves me.
In fact, she makes excellent pancakes.
Man, you ever had her Belgian waffles with the scrambled eggs? Whew.
Mm, I don't know. Either way, man, uh, bullshit is bullshit.
Exactly. And I smell a whole lot of bullshit coming from both sides. It just seems like a setup.
And in the meantime, we're sitting here. You and I have been spending the past 10 minutes, 15 minutes now talking about this, I guess. And that's what they want. They want us to talk about that. And in the background, China is gonna fucking take us over.
Yeah, because Canada's already sold the fuck out. Canada's still on lockdown. A lot of places still ain't got cell phone tower business. Like, come on, yo, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. My cell phone's been tweaking out for weeks now. I was driving down the street yesterday because last night at like midnight, my sister's dog, who lives right next door, my sister lives right next door, her dog got out. So we went out. I went out, drove around with him, looking for the dog. And literally, as we're coming back down our street, she's maybe 20 feet ahead of me because she called me, let me know she got the dog. And I'm talking to her, and I can't. She's cutting out. It's oh, uh, oh, real fast. Like I'm like, oh damn, what the fuck? Like, bro, they're getting ready to do the same shit here. They're gonna cut all of our shit off, all of our communication, our internet. We ain't gonna have nothing. All we're gonna have is power, if we're lucky.
Yep. See, shit, on my drive home from or ride home from work today, uh, I had my phone linked to my radio in the car, and everything just fucking tweaked it and stopped working. The radio on the car, everything, and I drove for like another, I don't know, probably another 10 miles, so like another 20, 25 minutes. I'm like, yo, this is a long ass drive. I need to have some sort of tunes. I can't listen to the sound of the wind the whole time. So the only way I could fix anything is I had to pull over, disconnect everything, and turn the car off and let the car itself reset. And then the battery and everything re-engaged and kicked back on. It's just weird.
Kind of like you drove through an extra pocket energy and it kind of fucked everything up.
Maybe.
Kind of like they're using electromagnetic pulsions and electromagnetic waves to fuck with things. Like I kind of think that we're already at war and they're just not telling us.
Yeah, it's a cyber war. It's an information war.
Like, because if you look at all of the news, even from other countries, they're all gearing up for America to go to war. Everyone. Like, and it's just weird. Like everyone's convinced if Ukraine goes to war, America's going to war regardless. Or America's going to fight Russia. And I think that right there is going to be our biggest downfall. We're going to go rushing into the Ukraine and fight Russia, and then while we're doing that, China going to come sneaking in that back door.
I don't even think it's going to come to that, dude. I think Ukraine and Russia are going to fight it out, and the people of America are going to be fighting against Americans.
No, NATO's already said if you go to war with Ukraine, we're back in Ukraine, and the United States is a big part of NATO. It's gonna happen. If
So
they go to
we're too busy fighting ourselves, and everybody sneaks in the doors.
exactly,
We got
could
thousands of immigrants at the border.
bro, you already know they're going to war. Why are they pulling all? Why if they're not going to war? Why would you pull all of your soldiers out of Afghanistan and Pakistan? You're pulling everyone out of the Middle East.
so they can
Which
control America.
which China's going to control America, so they can go to war with Russia.
I didn't say control. I said patrol.
Oh, no, China's gonna. I'm telling you, it's gonna be China patrolling America. Honest opinion. I don't think you could sell to American soldiers to come over here and harm American people. I
No,
don't think.
if they're, I mean, but there's always, just like cops or doctors or teachers, there's always a bad seed. And you have those people that are willing to go do those tasks of trying to disarm America.
I really think that I don't think that you're gonna have soldiers that will do that because it's our constitutional right to have those guns.
True.
And that's why they fight and die for. It's for us to have our constitutional rights and have our liberties and our freedoms, for us to be America. You can't get America. I don't think. I mean, this is just my own personal opinion. You can't get American soldiers to come over here and do fucked up things and take things, freedoms away from American people. I think that's why they're all coming in through China, Canada. All these Chinese people. It's just my gut feeling, bro. I can't shake it. And it feels like they're pulling all their soldiers out to go to war with the Ukraine. Because, yo, bro, the Middle East is worried right now that they're pulling American soldiers out. Because they know it's going to make all these militant groups run rampant. They're going to do whatever the fuck they want. They ain't got no one to stop them now.
Bro, did you know? This is kind of a little bit off topic, and I'm sorry. It was just a random thought I had earlier. So I was listening to actually Snafu Radio, and they're talking about how there's been reports of people like on Xbox One or the new Xbox or on PlayStation or PS5, people in chats talking to each other. If they start talking about things they aren't supposed to, they're being shut down. Like the chats are being shut down and their accounts are being like blocked or terminated.
Did not know that.
Like for example, one of the main case in question is there's two gentlemen, they live here in the United States. They're playing Xbox together and they were talking about the Clintons and conspiracies and different things that are affiliated with the Clintons. And then the next thing you know, their chat got shut off and their accounts got shut down and locked, and they couldn't sign into their accounts at all.
Now,
Suspended.
Now, did it say anywhere when they supposedly started doing all this?
I mean, you can go back and listen to it. It's on Snafu Radio.
Well, the only reason why I'm asking is because, bro, if you think about it, we haven't played the game like that in like a month, and we be talking about shit like that on there. So if that was true, they definitely would have done it to us by now. Maybe, but which has got me saying maybe that's why we haven't. The universe has been telling us, yo, bro, you can't do that. It's gonna cost you.
Possibly.
But shit, we still do this.
I don't know. I mean, I can't confirm it. I didn't research into it. It was just something that I heard listening to a radio station.
Maybe that's why YouTube doesn't push our shit. We be talking about real shit and we onto something. So the government's like blacklisting us.
No, just dampening it.
No, they're shadow banning us.
It could hit a lot more people, but it doesn't because they don't want it to.
I'm really starting to believe that, bro, that we've been shadow banned. And with something like that, you'll never know.
All right. These guys will never exceed 50 followers.
Can't let them.
And anytime people actually share our shit, it isn't shareable.
Whoa. I don't know if anybody else out there's seen that, but Just my screen went whoa.
It was just confirming that they're listening.
I mean, that's kind of how I felt like it was happening right there for a second. Like that was just them saying, "Yep, you're right. We're listening to you."
Yep. Time to have a safety meeting, huh, pal?
No, man, it looks like you're SOL, buddy.
Yeah.
Because
It's getting close to my bedtime. Shoot.
it was a half hour ago when he said, "Yo, send me another invite and I'll join." And I sent it, and he still ain't looked at the message and said done. So if you watch this, Manly, we tried, bro. Maybe next time, because I know Pat's feeling safe. I'm feeling safe. I hope y'all at home are feeling safe.
Shoot, I'm safe as hell.
Mymar, we stand with you. All over the world in the news, they talking about you, just not here in America, which tells me you guys are the true battleground. You guys are like a testing ground. What's happening there is going to happen everywhere. So
Yep.
if we stay peaceful like they did in Myanmar, they're going to fucking destroy us. I'm not saying go out there and incite riots and just, kill everyone out there, but I'm saying when they come knocking on our doors and they come trying to take shit from us, don't stand for it.
Stop sitting on the sidelines.
Because
Stand up and play the game.
no one's going to take a freedom to give a freedom back. Soon as you give that freedom up, you lose it. Use them or lose them, people.
I like my freedoms.
Fuck yeah. Even the little bit of ones we got, I like them. We're not completely free, but I like the little bit of the ones we had.
Like we're free to have a safety meeting.
Like shit. My daughter wants to go on a date night. All she wanted to do was go to the movie theater. We can't go to the fucking movie theater. So now what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make a movie theater at home. She doesn't know it yet. I'm gonna make a movie theater at home. Just me and her. I'm gonna
There
go,
you
go
go.
I'm gonna go out, get her whatever she wants for dinner. While I'm doing that, I can have her mom get her all nice and dressed up and everything like that. So that way when I come back, I can knock at the door. Like I'm going to pick my date up.
There you go.
We were just sitting there today. She was watching one of them little YouTube videos, and the guy, it's called A for Adelie. The guy took his daughter on a date. They had a date night. So she's seen it. So she's dead set. Today we had a starter one tonight. We had a chip and dip date night.
Very nice. That's awesome. Me and Kaylee used to do things like that when she was younger. But now she's, a preteen. She doesn't, I'm not cool. I make fart noises. And that's pretty funny.
I mean, I'm still in delusional stage of she's always gonna love me this much. So don't steal that from me, Dick. All right. Just let
Oh, dude,
me be delusional.
the love is never ending. That never stops. It's
No,
just
no, no,
the interest. It's just the interest that starts to fade in time.
no, bro. We already know it. The girls, I know it in the back of my head. Girls, there's a certain range from about 13, 14 to about 17 to where they just hate their parents. Just for some reason. They just fucking hate them. Boys is usually about 15 to like 21, unless you really got issues.
I don't know. I've never hated my parents.
Cat, that's a lie. Everyone's hated their parents at one point in time.
No, I could say I've disapproved of their actions. I could say that I've been angry at them, but I've never say I've hated them.
In the moment, you hated them. You're not in the moment anymore, Pat. You can't tell me otherwise, Dick. Jesus.
I mean, when you say things like, "Oh, I fucking hate you,"
Exactly.
Yeah,
In
but
the
I tell you
moment,
that all the time, but you know I don't mean
in the moment, you hate me. That's hate, bro.
it.
Jesus.
I fucking hate you, man. I really do.
I mean, I get that a lot, but you know what, people? I'm all right with the balance I struck in life. So if you don't like me, you can just go suck a dick. I don't care.
Allegedly.
No, there's no allegedly about it. If you don't like me, you can go suck a dick. I don't give a fuck. I'm a beautiful son of a bitch. I don't care what you say. But I love y'all. Peace out. I can see it in Pat's face. He wants to go to sleep.
Y'all stay safe. I love y'all. Be good. Be good to each other.
Fuck Tom Brady.
Fuck Tom Brady.